By the way, I hate this, but Ben Shapiro is absolutely right in daggering the media and all of the people that are literally all the people that are openly defended Biden against the senility allegations. He's right. I hate to hand it to one of the worst scumbags, but he's right about this.
Speaking of President Biden violating every norm on his way out the door, he decided to issue, literally on his way out the door, blanket pardons for Dr. Anthony Fauci, retired General Mark Milley, and members of the House committee that investigated the January 6th attack on the Capitol. Even the Associated Press says this is an extraordinary use of the powers of the presidency in his final hours. And Joe Biden said in a statement, again, his excuse for breaking the law is always that he has to do it preemptively so Donald Trump doesn't break the law. By the way, President Trump did just arrive at the White House. He was greeted by President Biden's prone body. They propped him up on some sort of stand, and then he greeted President Trump, and Jill took Joe's hand and waved it at Trump, and then they all sort of moved into the White House. Apparently, he wrote a letter that he's leaving for President Trump. It may or may not say that he's being held hostage by members of his own administration and has not decided any of his actual policies for the last several years. Meanwhile, Ivanka Trump has also arrived at the Capitol building in preparation for the inauguration, the second inauguration of her father. Anyway, Joe Biden issued a statement upon issuing these parting shots this morning, these pardons this morning. Quote, "Our nation relies on dedicated, selfless public servants every day. They are the lifeblood of our democracy. Yet alarmingly, public servants have been subjected to ongoing threats and intimidation for faithfully discharging their duties. In certain cases, some have even been threatened with criminal prosecutions, including General Mark Milley, Dr. Fauci, and the members and staff of the Select Committee to investigate the January 6th attack on the United States Capitol. These public servants have served our nation with honor and distinction and do not deserve to be targets of unjustified and politically motivated prosecutions." So, again, the idea here is that he is going to preemptively pardon all these people because otherwise Donald Trump and his mean cadre of mean people are going to do something. And that'll be so brutal. This has been Joe Biden's going excuse for everything for 4 years. If I don't violate the law, then they will violate the law. Well, but it turns out that when it came to actual violation of the norms, of the actual running of the government, Joe Biden violated everything. We had to sue the federal government. We, the Daily Wire, sued the federal government to stop you from having to get a vaccine that Joe Biden tried to cram down on you via OSHA, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. Like, that's insane. Joe Biden attempted to use the mechanisms of government to ignore the Supreme Court when it came to student loans. Joe Biden attempted to activate the federal government in order to shut off, in the waning days of his administration, offshore oil drilling across the entire.
Yeah, how dare he? Like, some of the things that Joe Biden did in terms of like violating the norms or whatever is for pure selfish reasons or for propping up other like dudes in his orbit, protecting them against like potential prosecution down the line. But when you talk about like Joe Biden violated norms and the law to do student loan debt relief, it's like, yeah, oh really? I'm sorry he did that. I feel like I guess you're only allowed to violate norms and institutions when it's like melting the poor. God forbid someone even accidentally in their delusion, in their dementia, goes and does like one thing that's nice for the working class. Oh my God.
Eastern Seaboard. These are things that are not within the purview of the President of the United States alone. And yet he attempted to do all of this stuff. So who's abnormal? The answer is that Joe Biden.
It's also wrong. Like, the Department of Education is directly in the purview. Joe Biden does actually, regardless of what the Supreme Court said, did have the power to do student loan debt relief, or at least permanently extend it to a degree where it doesn't matter anymore. Like, no one has to pay it. That is something that he had the power to do. The Supreme Court blocked him from doing it. He should have just still done it regardless.
Was always abnormal, and it's about time for him to go. What's hilarious is now the media are trying to buy back their lack of credibility, and truly buy back their lack of credibility. So I've said before, and it happens to be the case, that the Biden administration, in their abnormality, and the media in covering from that abnormality, they totally blew out their credibility, totally blew it out. And that is, I think, something they're now trying to restore by admitting the reality, which is that President Biden has been senile for the last 3 years. There's an entire article in The Guardian over the weekend in which The Guardian finally admits, oh yeah, Joe Biden has been senile for a long time, for like a very long time. According to The Guardian, In public, Dean Phillips, who ran against Joe Biden, saying he's kind of was ridiculed. In private, others shared his concerns. Larry Sabato, director of the Center for Politics at the University of Virginia, recalled receiving a call from a Democratic senator in late January or early February 2024. Quote, I said, is there any particular reason why you called me? I'd like to know. He said, you do realize off the record that Joe Biden is not going to be our nominee. I was stunned. I said, what? How? Why? He said, I was just at a meeting with him, with several other senators, and he couldn't even function. We can't run him. Sabato added that the senator in question tried to raise the issue, which angered the White House. Quote, he was punished, as several of them were. They gave him the cold shoulder for a while. The point is, a lot of people had figured it out, but they didn't care. I'm stunned they got away with it, and it produced term 2 for Trump, and it's going to be the longest 4 years of our life. Now, what's amazing about that is that Larry Sabato, who used to be, I think a pretty good analyst of politics over at the University of Virginia, Larry Sabato literally spent months after that defending Joe Biden's mental state, because that was the de rigueur demand of the Democratic Party. And
Vorlow's tweet reached Jerry Rig. Jerry Rig Everything says, I currently own 4 different Tesla vehicles. By the end of 2025, I will own 0 Tesla vehicles. 140,000 likes from Vorlow's. Oh my God. Vorlow was worried that he was going to get banned, but honestly, now I'm worried I'm going to get assassinated. By the way, I hate this, but Ben Shapiro is absolutely right in daggering the media and all of the people that are literally all the people that are openly defended Biden against the senility allegations. He's right. I hate to hand it to one of the worst scumbags, but he's right about this. Now, of course, if the shoe was on the other foot and he had to defend Trump's mental competence or mental fortitude, he would do it regardless. Okay, and has done it. But make no mistake, he is in the right here. The Democrats did give some of these worst villains in American society a massive W there too. Make no mistake. Wait, someone in the chat said the ADL is defending Elon's salute. Oh my God. Link now, please. These guys have been trying to get me banned off Twitch because of my criticisms of Israel. Oh my God. Oh my God. I didn't think they'd be so shameless, dude. I mean, I didn't think that this joke was going to be the truth. I said, it's okay, though. He's pro-Israel. Don't worry, guys. And then the ADL did the damn thing. They did do that. Oh my God, this is a delicate moment. It's a new day, and yet so many are on edge. Our politics are inflamed, and social media only adds to the anxiety. It seems that Elon Musk made an awkward gesture in a moment of enthusiasm, not a Nazi salute, but again, we appreciate that people are on edge. In this moment, all sides should give a bit of grace, perhaps even the benefit of the doubt, and take a breath. This is a new beginning. Let's hope for healing and work towards unity in the months and years ahead. Bro, Steven Crowder was like, that's crazy that he did the Nazi salute. Like, you're outflanking Steven Crowder. Yeah, Noah's tweet was funny too. He said, Tablet Magazine 10 minutes from now. Yes, Elon did a Sig Heil. No, it's not Nazi. Here's why. Elon Musk draws outrage over odd-looking salute at Trump inauguration celebration. Indeed, many observers suggested that Musk was instead performing a Roman salute that soldiers in the ancient empire would use to greet their commanders as a show of respect and loyalty. The Roman salute, however, was later adopted in some forms by fascist states, including Nazi Germany, as some noted. What is going on in the entire Western world? What is going on in the entire Western world? What is going on in the media? I'll tell you what's going on. Wow. Congratulations to POTUS. We must confront rising on college and university campuses, push for the release of all, and work towards peace in the Middle East. Yeah. Elon Musk comes out with a swastika armband, and they're like, well, initially the swastika was used as a Hindu symbol of peace for many decades before it was adopted by the Nazis before it was adopted by the fascists in Nazi Germany. Like, what is happening, man? I can't believe the guy who regularly, with regular frequency, highlights Nazi propaganda, hit the Nazi Sig Heil on the biggest stage he's been on so far. And people are like, I wonder if he was like truly being a Nazi.
Everybody just jump. Everybody said how high. We'll get to more on this in just one moment. First, I used to think restless night. but more likely a case of collective wishful thinking. Bull. That is absolute nonsense. Of course it was a cover-up. Of course it was, particularly by the media. It's one thing for people around Joe Biden to be credulous. It is a complete other thing for the media to be this credulous, and it shows who they work for. Now, I will admit, I am enjoying the spectacle of the Democrats eating one another in what has to be the funniest headline of the day. This from Politico. Alexandra Pelosi, that will be the daughter of the former Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, blasts First Lady Joe Biden, quote, Lady McBiden. So now they're saying the thing that she's Lady Macbeth. Fueling that anger is Joe Biden's continued and now public nursing of a grudge toward Pelosi for pushing the president to withdraw from last year's campaign. Alexandra Pelosi, the former Speaker's daughter, said, quote, if I was Lady McBiden, I'd put on my big girl pants, play the long game, and think about my husband's legacy. There aren't many people in America who have something nice to say about Joe Biden. Nancy Pelosi is one of them. Wow, Lady McBiden. Now, only I have been calling her Lady Macbeth for a while, because clearly she is the one who's been steering Joe Biden toward a sort of power-hungry attitude. But
I hate this guy so much.
And